On Friday, Texas Democrats met with governors of California and Illinois to strategize on how to defeat Governor Abbott's partisan gerrymandering scheme. To quote the Democratic leader of the state House of Representatives in Texas, since Governor Abbott is acting like a child, we're going to find adults to go talk to. But it's not just that Greg Abbott is throwing a temper tantrum to redraw the maps before the 2026 midterms. It's that he's doing it to please Donald Trump, rigging the rules of the election to take up to 5 seats in Congress. This is a 5-alarm fire, which is why Democrats are pulling out all the stops to prevent Republicans from rigging their way to keeping a razor-slim majority in Congress. I'm Hannah Moldavan, Deputy Communications Director for the Democrats, and your host for today. It's Monday, July 28th, and this is the Democrats' Daily Blueprint. This isn't the first time that we've talked about the Texas maps on the Daily Blueprint. Ever since Texas Governor Greg Abbott called for a special legislative session, not to focus on supporting flood victims in Kerr County, but to attempt to redraw the map for more Republican seats, we've been calling out his blatant power grab. Last week, we dedicated our whole episode on Wednesday to how Republicans are trying to slice and dice the map, not to choose their voters, not the other way around. Here's Texas State Rep Donna Howard on last week's show.
Not only will it happen here in Texas, but they're using us as a test case and will take this nationwide to really shore up the Republicans in Congress and continue to pass Trump's very horrific policies.
So today, we're excited to announce the launch of a new organizing program to contact Texans and fight this gerrymander tooth and nail. Already, the DNC has helped send over 250,000 texts to Texas voters and is deploying 30,000 volunteers to take action against Texas Republicans. To be clear, the Trump-Abbott gerrymander is unpopular with Texans of all political backgrounds. In fact, as they try to redraw their way to gaining 5 seats in Congress, a new poll found that 63% of likely Texas voters think the effort is unnecessary. This is the same poll that found that a majority of Texans thought that the state government is doing a poor or not so good job at responding to the flood damage. So to recap, as Texas Republicans neglect flood victims who are trying to recover and rebuild, they're ramming through an unnecessary and unpopular power grab to redraw the map in their favor. Which is why at the DNC, we're targeting thousands of Republican and Republican-leaning voters to let them know what's happening and who's to blame. As DNC Chair Ken Martin said, the DNC is all hands on deck to hold Donald Trump and Greg Abbott accountable for their scheme. So if Texas Republicans want to bend over backward to please Donald Trump, then they're going to face the consequences for it. Because here's the thing. As crazy as it is to think about, we just passed the 100-day mark until Election Day. That's right. In less than 100 days, voters will go to the polls in Virginia, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. They'll cast a ballot and signal to Republicans just how unpopular their actions have been. So if you're watching this and you're reading about how Trump went on a $10 million golf vacation this weekend, or you're pissed that his big, beautiful bill is going to rip away healthcare from at least 17 million Americans, then there's something you can do. You can go to democrats.org/take action to find a training or volunteer meeting near you. Because Democrats are going on offense. We're organizing early. We're building political power, block by block, town by town, and state by state. But that's not all. Every month, the Democratic National Committee is transferring a record amount to state parties, especially in red states that are setting up coordinated campaigns to flip seats blue. So if you're unsure what to do, you're feeling that anxiety, reach out to your state Democratic Party. See what options you have to get involved. And lastly, be on the lookout for more People's Town Halls. Already, the DNC has hosted 139 town halls in all 50 states, including one in Michigan last Friday with Senator Mark Kelly and former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords. These town halls are about more than just calling out Republicans who refuse to hold a town hall. They're about creating community, holding events to help Democrats meet other Democrats who are looking to get engaged. Because we need to fight back against what Republicans are trying to do, whether it's in Texas or in communities across the country. And it's going to take all of us. It's going to take common sense individuals who look at what's going on and say, we're better than that. So we hope you join us. Thanks for joining us today for this episode of the Daily Blueprint. We'll be here right with you every day at 10 a.m. Eastern on the DNC's YouTube page. Until tomorrow.